Welcome to your weekly UAS news update, and this is the week of October 19, 2020. I got 4 topics this week. The first one is a remote ID patent that could be a good sign, in a way. We're going to talk about a murder suspect that was arrested by a drone, which is an interesting story. Then we'll talk about a jetpack that was again spotted over LAX, and then we'll talk a little bit more about if that's actually even possible. And then lastly, we'll figure out if birds are actually just surveillance drones for the government. So let's get started. The first thing this week is this company called uAvionix that received a patent for a device, a remote ID device, that's going to use direct broadcast. If you go back a little bit, for those of you that are familiar, that have been watching for a while, you know that the FAA Remote ID NPRM proposed 2 different methods to identify the UAS in the airspace. One of them is called a broadcast, and then the other one is going to be called network. A network, you would need an internet connection, you would need some kind of a satellite connection, you need something to connect to the internet to get the information into the cloud where the USS, the service providers, are going to be capturing that data and sharing it with everybody else. With broadcast, what happened is that the information would be shared locally by the device itself and shared with other users in the area. And in order to fly further than 400 feet away from the controller, you would need to have a combination of broadcast and or network at the same time. The device that this company created and got the patent for would take care of the broadcast functionality. So the idea is that this is kind of a slap-on device. I'm guessing there is not a whole lot of information available, by the way, about this, but I'm guessing a slap-on device which would basically send the information to other UAS in the area, especially in the event that there is no internet connection available. Now, I said this could be a good news, and the good news is I think that we are seeing companies that are going to provide devices that can be slapped on. The reason this is good news is because this would help with retrofitting other aircraft that may not have the capability available. Now, you still, in this case, you would still need to have some way to send the information via network if you wanted to qualify to fly further than 400 feet from the controller. But this is a step in the right direction, I think. I know I've been critical of remote ID and the way that remote ID has been proposed by the FAA. But at one point, we're going to have to live with whatever the regulation is. And so solutions like this one could be a way. My biggest concern about all of this is retrofitting other aircraft. Now, we know that the DJI drones and the other drones that are popular out there will more than likely be able to be retrofitted. And obviously, the new drones will be able to be retrofitted. But what about people that fly FPV? What about people that fly other homemade drones, or I should call them UAS? Then how are these people going to be able to retrofit their devices and still be able to fly without having to be restricted to fly at a FRIA or be restricted to fly within 400 feet of the controller? So again, if there's more information that comes up on this, I'll let you know. But down here, you can see the link if you wanted to see the full article. Like I said, not a ton of information available at this stage on this device, but I'm sure we'll see more of them in the future. If you've been following me for a while, I had interviewed back in earlier this year, I had interviewed Mark Kegellers, who was at the time the CEO of Unifly. And Mark and I, we had discussed kind of how things are being done in Europe. Unifly is in Belgium, and they had done a lot of implementations in Europe, and that's how they did it. They had a slap-on device that you could purchase and then basically have the broadcast and the network capabilities for the UAS at the same time. So again, I'm sure we will see more of these devices coming up in the future, but so I'll keep you posted when that happens. All right, let's move on to the next thing. The next thing is a video that surfaced from the Atlanta Police Department, and what they did is they flew a drone inside of an apartment for a murder suspect in Atlanta. And the video is playing right now in the background. You see the video, they blew the door open with some kind of pyrotechnic device, and then they flew the drone inside of the apartment There's no audio, but my guess is that they're flying something that has a loudspeaker on it. It has a light on it, so I'm guessing some kind of a Mavic Enterprise with the light and the speaker on there. And you can see the drone carefully kind of flies around the apartment looking for information, and then eventually you see the suspect comes out of a bedroom or some kind of room, and he's got his hands up in the air and he's kind of talking to the drone in itself, and then eventually ends up just going out the door with his hands up in the air and then getting arrested. So just not something that we've seen to date with a drone. We've seen drones being used for public safety in a lot of different scenarios, but this is kind of the first footage that I see out there showing this. So kind of a really interesting use for drones, and it seems like a much safer thing than having to send a team inside of the apartment. Now, I'm just surprised that this person even showed their face out there, so I'm not sure what the drone was actually telling them through the loudspeaker, but I thought this was interesting. The next story is something that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, actually a little over a month ago. There was a jetpack that was spotted around LAX in the airspace, and this happened again. And this time it was spotted at 6,000 feet by a crew from China Airlines, and they said it was 7 miles northwest of LAX. And this is the second time this happened early in September last time. And then at that time, there were two different crews that had seen somebody in a jetpack flying at 3,000 feet this time. They said that the FBI and the FAA are actually investigating the incident. I found an article from the CEO of a company that designs and creates jetpacks, and he said that it's very unlikely that it is actually a jetpack, because he said that the amount of time that these jetpacks can be up in the air is extremely limited at this stage, and he said that it would be unlikely that they could fly that high using the autonomy of a jetpack. And I knew this was going to come back to say that this was a drone, and this CEO, this person says that it is likely to be a drone with a dummy on top of it. So that's all I'm going to say. I knew this was going to come back and haunt the drone community, and this was going to be blamed on being a drone, and because everything is a drone, right, in the airspace. So anyway, so we'll see. Maybe we'll have another spotting. Maybe somebody can take a picture. I know it's hard to take pictures. Some people in the comments had said, how come there's no picture of it? Well, a China Airlines flight, I don't know what kind of airplane it was, but these airplanes are flying at several hundred miles an hour on final, and coming into the airport. And so not really something that you have time to just pull a camera and take a picture of it. I'm sure it happens very quickly. But so we'll see. We'll see if there is more of this. The last story I have is kind of lighthearted, something to finish the week with a smile. There were flyers that were found in this park in Fountain, Colorado, and the flyers said that birds aren't real, and suggesting that they are actually government surveillance drones. And so the Nature Center staff, they went on Facebook and they admitted that they actually are government drones that are doing surveillance, and kind of did this whole write-up, and you can read it right here on the screen. But they said birds of prey drones are actually for surveillance purposes, but the ducks are used for water quality testing. They said the crows and the jays are actually used for classified tasks, and they kind of go on to explain the kind of batteries that they use and everything. So I just thought that was pretty fun to kind of make fun of these flyers. And then if you look in the comment section is always the most glorious place on Facebook when something like that happens. But you can see some of the comments in there, and some people, I've seen those in different states, actually, the same exact flyer in different states. So I don't know. Well, just something fun. Again, blamed on drones, and it seems like we get blamed for a lot of things. That's all I have. I hope you have a great weekend. Leave a comment, subscribe, do the stuff that you usually do. Love the discussions last week. Lots of really good discussions on the topic I had last week. So I'm sure we will have a lot of discussions this week on remote ID because this is a topic that people like. Well, I don't know if they like it. This is a topic that people have a lot to talk about because I think it's going to reshape the way that we fly drones. So with that being said, see you guys next week, and have a great weekend.